overtime. Gee, Mudnetty. Oh, hey, Wednesday, Longshore and McKnight here on the program.
I'm a little bit not surprised to see you, but heartened by it. I wasn't sure you would answer the bell this morning, but I'm glad that you have.
Yeah,
He's John
we'll get into more detail later, but anyway, yeah. What you were saying? Sorry, yeah.
He's John. He's here. He's here.
Yeah, I'm here.
He's not particularly enthused, but he is here.
It was Reggie Miller-esque last night. I don't want to say too much. I just don't want to say too much.
Well, ain't nobody forcing you. Ain't nobody saying, "Hey, John, what about that?" Well, okay, I'm not.
But hey, good morning, everybody. Hello, hope you're doing well. I'm John. He's Barry. It's Wednesday.
Yep, we're underway.
Hey, thank the Lord we got baseball to talk about, because there's one sport I really don't want to talk about, but I guess I'm attracted to do it later.
Yep, the Braves win yesterday.
Yeah. All right,
they beat a poor Marlins club 8-4 to avenge a 12-0 loss earlier in the series.
You know, Bear, it's like that never happened now. See, they 12-0.
Keep playing.
Yeah,
they keep playing, and it's only a day or two later. Meanwhile, in college football, you rehash, man, how did we lose to Florida State that way? Yeah. You know, and that was a year ago, September. Yeah. They tend to linger on all of that.
But, and, you know, let's don't forget the Rays won again, too. You know, got the second best record in the Major League Baseball.
My gosh, the Braves. The tragic thing about this is that the Rays organization down in Tampa does not even realize what a friend they have in Montgomery, Alabama. Yeah. What a booster they've got to their franchise. Hundreds and hundreds of miles away in a town that has no real affinity for them.
If it wasn't for me and Monty Myers, I mean, we're carrying the Tampa Bay Rays torch.
Yep.
I'm confident in my belief of there are Rays fans in this community other than Monty and myself. I see people wearing Rays gear. Sure. They promote the Rays at the Biscuits game. And I'm still a believer that there are more Rays fans than there are Braves fans in this community.
Hey, listen, don't let obvious facts stand in your way.
Now, coverage maps ain't going to cut it. You got to give me something better than a coverage map.
All right. 3 questions here, and let's not make this political. Tommy Tuberville wins the Republican primary.
He does.
You guys on the chat line, you guys can check any one of 4 options. If I had a poll, if we could run a poll, I'd run it. And I think something like over 80% of the vote, right?
Yeah.
In the primary. I voted. I don't have my sticker, but wife and I voted and everything. Not going to tell you who we voted for, but 4 different reasons. Did he win the primary so resoundingly because he's the former Auburn football coach? His experience in the United States Senate, his alignment with and close support of the sitting president and his administration, or his consistent appearances on Longshore and McKnight?
Well, until you mentioned that one, I was going to go another direction. But
if there are other options, if there is none of the above.
Yeah, no, that's a big factor. I'm glad you brought that up, and we'll certainly point that out to him the next time he joins us, which I'm sure will be soon, since he's got this up behind him.
I mean, he likes John, he likes me, but that's probably the reason why he joins us.
Certainly, sure. And there's a lot of mojo here. I mean, people that come on this program, good things happen. Certainly it was the case in the radio days.
No doubt.
I think Coach Tuberville, along with a lot of candidates, won because of their affiliation with the president. And they certainly use that to their advantage in political advertising. If you notice, there's usually only a picture of the candidate standing next to President Trump in the Oval Office or getting off Air Force One or something else like that. So I think that had a lot to do with it. You know, Coach Tuberville is very outspoken. He's very out there in the media, so people see him. Certainly, as he's been a U.S. Senator, he's certainly been easy to spot. And he's certainly the former Auburn football coach has a lot to do with it. One thing I thought was interesting, Barry, and just a suggestion, it did catch my eye yesterday on the ballot when I looked at it, and it said Thomas Tuberville. And I went, Thomas? I thought, I've never heard him referred to as Thomas Tuberville. Now, there were two guys running against him. Did not know who they were, but one of them was named, quote, Alabama Joe Smith. I can't even remember what the guy's name was, but he had, in quotations, like Glenn Shorty Price. I'm thinking, if the guy can use a nickname, why don't they put Tommy Tuberville instead of Thomas Tuberville?
I'm sure he would have liked to have had that.
I would think so,
if it was up to him.
Isn't it all about name recognition, or a lot of it? You want your voter to be familiar. Oh, yeah, Tommy Tuberville. Thomas Tuberville. Who's that?
Many, many decades ago, Ernest Price, or whatever his name was. Man, I never heard of that guy before in my life. And he said, oh, man, that's Shorty. Oh, yeah. I'm voting for Shorty, you know. That type of thing.
That was kind of interesting. Just my little tidbit to the Tuberville campaign.
Ty says
Tommy on the general election.
Tuberville got elected. Again, technically he didn't get elected yet.
Yeah.
Tuberville got elected in Alabama in spite of being the Auburn coach, Mary. That's probably right.
Who said that?
There's that's Ty.
That's a good one.
There's probably some Bama fans felt a little squirrely, just a kind of little.
Barry, when he won the Senate seat, he won Tuscaloosa County. I think he won every county but one. Matter of fact, I think he won 66 out of the 67 counties when he won the Senate seat.
I think the first time he's won in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah.
But I wonder if some people were like, I can't do it. I can't.
Barry, I voted for him when he ran for Senate. I didn't have a problem where he coached. I mean, to me, politics and sports are totally different, but I like them both. Well, we talk about both subjects on this program from time to time.
Yes. So congratulations to him for winning the Republican nomination for.
Barry, here's another example. Young Boozer wins again. He's been on the show many times.
Hey, that's another good
building.
Yep.
I don't know who else. I hadn't looked at the final results of everybody else, but
I
guess if they've been on the show, they probably won.
Also, yesterday was day one of the Southeastern Conference baseball tournament. Yesterday was also the first day of the Sun Belt tournament. Yesterday in the Sun Belt, again, Sun Belt's got 14 teams, only 10 go, and the bottom four of those 10 have to play a single elimination game. I played them yesterday, and they were both run rule games, and neither one of them was very good. Today, the tournament proper starts at Davos Park in downtown Montgomery. I'll be there tonight for Troy versus South Alabama at 7:30. In the SEC tournament, you got 16 teams, and every one of them's there. Every one of them played. Every game in the Sun Belt, it's double elimination now. In the SEC, it's all win or go home. It's all single elimination. And the main reason why is because there's 16 teams.
Yeah.
For God's sakes. Both Auburn and Alabama are high seeds. Auburn is a 6, and they didn't have to play yesterday. They play tonight at 8 o'clock in Hoover against LSU.
It will not. First pitch will not be at 8 o'clock.
It will not. No. Couple of and Alabama will play tomorrow. They're a 4 seed, so they get a bye all the way to the quarterfinals, and they'll play somebody to be determined tomorrow night. That is at 7 o'clock. Tomorrow there's only 2 games. So
in baseball, is it good to have a long off period? You seem like in baseball, like you talked earlier, you need to be playing every day.
It is that case, at least I think so.
Yeah.
So there was a couple of things about the SEC tournament. I watched a little bit. I was working. I listened to a little bit. They had the ABS challenge there where you could challenge balls and strikes just like in the major leagues.
Ooh, okay.
I didn't think that worked that well yesterday. I really didn't. The strike zone's a little big in college baseball, which I like. Otherwise, you'd be there all day. But they had a few challenges on that. There was a little brouhaha yesterday in the LSU-Oklahoma game because LSU was griping because Oklahoma, you have like 3 seconds to challenge.
Whoa, that's quick.
Yeah, and the catcher just taps his head or the hitter taps his head.
Yeah.
And there you go. Well, the catcher was throwing to second base. They stole second. Catcher was throwing to second. And afterwards, he tapped his head. And LSU says, hey, that was more than 3 seconds. He says, well, the play was still live. It's 3 seconds. So, I mean, there's that going on.
Wait, can the manager not challenge, or is it just the players?
Well, the manager can tell the player to challenge. They got that earpiece in their ear. Hey, challenge that one. Mostly it's the catcher. But early on,
the manager storming out of the dugout, foaming at the mouth, hands wailing all over the place, getting in front of the ump. That's the kind of challenge I want to see. It's
taken away from all that with the video review. On video review, the umpires just run over to the side and they come back and they say the review is confirmed. The call on the field is confirmed, or the call on the field is overturned, and the manager can't go out there and say, what did that video? No, well, it's a video. I mean, geez. Yesterday, I was worried about this with too many ABS, and the games go slow anyway between games, and maybe there's rain or something like that. First couple of games were not exactly, just bebopping along.
Okay.
I was thinking, man, they're going to get done at 2:00 in the morning if they don't hustle things up. But they got it all done yesterday. Big upset. Missouri beats Ole Miss. Missouri is putrid, but they won it. Vanderbilt beat Kentucky. Tennessee beat South Carolina, and South Carolina's season is over. It was horrible. And LSU beats Oklahoma. LSU is the one who advances to play Auburn tonight as the fourth of 4 games today. 4 games yesterday, 4 games today. Those are the two best days in the tournament because there's so much baseball.
You say Ole Miss got beat?
They did, 10-8.
And that's the Ole Miss team that Alabama beat last weekend?
Yes.
So should that be of concern to Bama fans that you beat a team that's maybe not that good? They're already eliminated from the tournament. You're hanging around till Thursday to play. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. Out loud because I did hear somebody else yesterday nationally say, better watch out for these Auburn Tigers. I'm thinking, where do you hear that first? Because I think Auburn's a team that's in a good position where they are to maybe make a little noise and possibly get to Sunday. Not so sure about Alabama. Not as confident there. But interesting. That's just kind of how my mind works. Ole Miss is already out. Isn't that the team?
It was. Yeah. See, you got. It started at 9. It was 9 o'clock game or 9:30 or something like that. I mean, it always hits me. I know it's the SEC tournament. You and I talk about the SEC tournament, and I'm at work and everything, and I'm like, oh, hey, the SEC tournament's on. I always forget. And so I checked it out a little bit. I watched a little bit of that game and a little bit of the second game, and there was nobody there. Nobody there. And that's fine. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, or 9:30 in the morning on a Tuesday. I don't know anybody who can just, hey, let's go spend 4 days, 5 days in Hoover for the SEC tournament. I'll take the days off, and there ain't a ton of them out there. So when it gets tonight, the first big game, I think, is tonight. Tennessee and Arkansas might be okay, but it's a 10 versus a 7. LSU was horrendous this year. They're a 14 seed taking on Auburn, but they'll travel a lot. If there are not 7,000 fans at tonight's game, I'll be a little bit disappointed. Auburn fans, you need to be there for that.
Yeah,
one.
You do. You really do, because
that's the first one.
These are the sports that are counting. Because it's been tough with the other sports, and as this academic year's wrapping up, let's get behind that golf team. Get behind this baseball team, because I saw a stat yesterday about overall wins of all athletic teams at the 16 SEC institutions, and
Auburn was well down there. Yes, time to close with a flourish.
They were 16 out of 16 when you add it all up. So let's get behind this baseball and golf team, and tough luck for the ladies Devils tennis team, but you had a good year nonetheless.
Maybe the putts will start dropping today in Athens, Georgia for the
maybe so.
The golf team.
And obviously they're geeked up about the recruiting and whatnot. 3-star lineman from Delaware, but hey, you got to start somewhere. Quickly before we go to break, you mentioned the Sun Belt tournament, run ruled. I don't need to know the score. I'm just curious what teams got run ruled.
The teams that, again, in the first day of the tournament is always single elimination, so they are out. It was Marshall losing in 7 innings, and Old Dominion losing.
So both those schools are probably 8-10 hours away from Montgomery.
Oh, at least, yeah. They're Marshall and Old Dominion. They excited to be there. They're not always there. Their athletic department ponies up however much to Old Dominion bust down. I'm pretty sure Marshall bust down too. Spent all that money, buses, hotel, for them to score 1 run.
They play
one run and then they go back and
on a Tuesday and turn back around and drive. I wonder what that bus trip was like on the way back. Did we just get there? Wait a minute, we're turning around and going back home?
Yeah, we did score that 1 run though. Marshall actually led 1-0 over Louisiana over the Cajuns.
That's tough. That's tough to swallow. Yeah. All right. It is about time for our first break of the day. CJ Duncan, Yellowhammer News, scheduled to join us at the bottom of the hour. I know he's kind of moving around this morning, so we might have to adjust to CJ's schedule, which we can certainly accommodate. Let's see how that goes throughout the next hour and 40 minutes or so on our live broadcast. Of course, we're live here from 7 to 9 each weekday morning. You can also catch us on your schedule on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, on X, on Spotify, on iTunes, wherever it may be. You can watch us, you can listen, you can do both. People connect it through their Bluetooth in their vehicle and listen as well. And you can do it anytime you want to, because once we wrap this up at 9 and it goes in the can, it is for you to enjoy on your schedule. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. It does a lot for us, helps build the show. And tell your friends to do the same thing. We'd really appreciate it.
Yes, it is Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
It's Earring Fest at Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry, 8163 Vaughan Road in Peppertree, adjacent to Chappie's Deli. All month long, earrings are featured. The display cases are busting with beautiful earrings, like 1-carat diamond studs, just $249. That's right, 1-carat diamond studs for $249. How about this fabulous graduation special? Pearl stud earrings, just $99. That's right, pearl studs, just $99. And of course, May's birthstone is the emerald, cherished for its rich green hue and timeless symbolism of renewal, love, and prosperity, making it a captivating choice for elegant jewelry. So many emeralds to choose from, so many fabulous, beautiful jewelry items to choose from at Marguerite's Exquisite Jewelry. Go by and see them today. Open 7 days a week, 8163 Vaughan Road in Peppertree. Earring Fest all month long at Marguerite's.
The following is a message from the Bud Light Party.
This Memorial Day, America will be using 82 metric tons of sunscreen. And around 2 p.m., Uncle Dave's going to ask you to help him reapply. So make sure you're holding on to an ice-cold Bud Light, because holding on to a beer might be the only thing saving you from a palm full of back hairs. This message approved by the Bud Light Party. Raise one to right now. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB, St. Louis, Missouri.
Get below employee pricing and save thousands. Enjoy prices even lower than what we pay with Stivers Ford Employee Pricing Plus. Up to 20 grand off F-150s or 10 grand off Mustangs.
Stivers Ford, where price sells Fords.
Get below employee pricing and save thousands. Enjoy prices even lower than what we pay with Stivers Ford Employee Pricing Plus. Up to 11 grand off Broncos and Expeditions or 8 grand off Explorers.
Stivers Ford, where price sells Fords.
Okay, welcome back in, everybody. About 20 minutes past the hour here on Longshore and McKnight, presented by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Stock up for this Memorial Day weekend that is fast approaching. And sunscreen, too, as the commercial stated, because you're going to need it. The sun will be beaming. Yeah, I saw that stat about Auburn athletics. Time to move on, turn the page. It has been a tough year. I think every sport that every school in the league competes in, you add up the wins and the losses. I think they put a percentage on it, and Auburn had the lowest percentage.
No, I don't know about the lowest, but they were pretty doggone low.
I think they were the lowest of any school in the SEC.
Well, we'll have to look on that. Maybe we'll be a little more substantial with it later. There was somebody added up something about somebody being low, and Auburn was there.
Power 4 schools' average conference win percentage.
Uh-huh.
Auburn was 287.
Ooh.
Across 5 most popular sports: football, men's and women's basketball, baseball, and softball.
Yeah.
Out of the 16 league schools, Auburn had the lowest percentage. You want to know who had the highest?
Oh, I was looking at something else. I mean, it was like Rutgers was down there, and
Alabama had the highest, believe it or not, at 685, followed by Texas at 677. Right, Mississippi State was right in front of Auburn is the 15th school. But we don't want to talk about that. That's a negative. We want to talk about
where are you seeing that?
I'll forward it to you. How about that?
Okay, yeah, that'd be good. The way we could.
So, this caught my attention, Barry, do people really care about this department? And I thought, this is pretty nice. This is pretty, I guess, important. Okay, I just sent it to you. Could you tell I was talking and texting you at the same time?
Yeah, that happened. Believe me, I can tell. Yeah, I can tell. I used to be one of my big challenges was keeping him engaged in the program. What?
Yeah. Okay.
Here's
the deal.
I know he's from Auburn, but yeah.
It is an institution of higher learning, correct? When you're talking about SEC schools, they are institutions of higher learning. They're colleges, they're universities. You go away, leave mom and dad for 4 years. In my case, it was a little longer, but you're there to, learn. But we know, Barry, a lot of people having a winning football program, particularly in this state, is very important. It means a lot to them. Would you agree?
Yes.
And I don't want to diminish this, but when I saw it, I thought, how many of the fans really care? So what? Quit getting your ass beat by 35. That's all I want to, don't lose by 35. Alabama football under Kalen DeBoer just posted the highest GPA in program history. Alabama football also led the nation with a perfect APR score, which I have no idea what that is, of 1,000. You know what Joe Bob up there in Gadsden says about that? So what?
Need a few renegades.
Don't care.
Give me some of them old boys out there who you have to have a GA go take them to class and make them go and, wake them up every 15 minutes during class.
I don't want to diminish it. I also understand DeBoer has now set and reset that mark of having the high GPA 3 times. All 3 at Alabama. Wow, it's amazing. That's great. That's awesome. Got some smart kids on the football team. I'll pat them on the back. That's great. And, looking back on it, I wish I'd have taken it as seriously my first lap around the track. But that ain't what the fans want to read. They want to know how you're going to run the football this fall.
Well, they can always ignore the article. They can always just pass right by it. I mean, I wouldn't be mad if I was them. Man, they're spending too much time on their schoolwork. They need to be out there eating raw meat or, something. That time they're working on their schoolwork is times they could be in the weight room or something like that. If they don't like it, and I see that thing from John, and I was right. I'm going to try and superimpose that on the deal. It's very small and it's very colorful, but it's somebody else's content, so maybe I won't. But it actually was every Power 4 school and their average conference win percentage. I was right. They had every Power 4 school on there. John just picked out Auburn down near the bottom and said, hey, they're the lowest SEC school out there. Maryland's lower. I was right. Rutgers is lower. Boston College was the worst. They're right ahead of Penn State and Mississippi.
Wait a minute. Did I not explain myself? I said they were the lowest SEC school.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, I didn't see that graphic among SEC schools. I saw a graphic that said all Power 4 schools, and I said, oh, okay.
But all you got to do
look
is
at all Power 4 schools, and he picked it. Auburn, bing, 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 bing,
well,
bing, bing.
This is how I looked at it. See, this is how we look at things differently, ladies and gentlemen. I saw that it says Power 4.
Yeah.
But my eyes are going, okay, I'm starting Duke's at the top and I'm going down. I'm going, there's an SEC school. There's an SEC school. There's another SEC school, an SEC school again. I'm looking at all the SEC schools out of all of these schools. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, I'm passing a lot of SEC schools here before I get to one I'm really interested in. And I happened to count all of the SEC schools that were ahead of this particular one. And there were 15 SEC schools ahead of Auburn. And I went, well, there's only 16 in the league.
So you expect us to believe, which nobody does, that John is working from the top and going 7, 8, 9, 10. Hey, there's 15. Or is he looking down at the bottom, which is more likely that he's looking down at the bottom and saying, oh, look, let me go. Auburn is there anybody below Auburn in the SEC? No, he's not counting them down. And number two, do you think anybody at all even remotely believe that John goes, all right, there's Missouri. All right, there's Mississippi State. Oh, okay, there's Arkansas.
I'll tell you exactly how
look who's here. Hey, Auburn is, well, I wonder where Auburn is. And nobody's believing that. Not for a moment.
After it was this, I received this from about 8 different people on the VIP River Region Straw text line. I thought I might need to take a look at this. So this is actually how I did it. Since you asked, I did start at the top. I saw that there were about 4 or 5 SEC teams. And after I went through those 4 or 5, then I went, maybe I should start at the bottom. And I did. And I went, wow, there they are right there. So I did give Auburn the benefit of the doubt, and I worked my way from the top down. But once I got to about the 5th position and they weren't there, I went, maybe I should start from the other direction.
There's like 60-something Power 4 schools, and John got to number 5. Okay, they're not top 5. Where are the odds?
No, 5 SEC schools. Once I found the 5 SEC schools, then I went, better start somewhere else.
Let's not miss the central point. Is 2 central points. Okay. Number one, Auburn was not very good this year in all the sports. That's the number one. That's the number one in conference, especially. Even though they had a pretty good baseball season and had a decent men's basketball season, they were down.
Yeah. Okay.
The other central point in that is that John knew that. But here are lots of bright colors and glitzy things, and if it was a typewritten list, no, but they got the Auburn logo and they got other logos. Oh, hey, bright graphic. Let me take a look at this. Oh, I see the Auburn logo right there.
Guilty. Yeah. You think I would have, if it just had the teams written out like in black font, like typewriter font? Nah.
No,
but the logos catch my attention. So, there's no doubt. I like bright colors. So,
anyway, check it out. It's our compadres on the next round. We don't want to steal their content because they work hard.
Over there. Lance and the guys do a great job.
Fellas. Yeah, so check it out.
So, Barry, Oh, you got me off my track there. I was.
Oh, he had something more about the Aubs. Let's see, Auburn.
I do want to say this though. I want to applaud, but even though you mentioned Barry, it has been a tough athletic year for Auburn.
It has.
I mean,
I don't want to lose that point in John's
I mean,
trying to say, well, see, I didn't really, focus on I just happened to count down all the 15 and I noticed Auburn wasn't there yet. Okay.
Yeah, and I kind of knew that, but seeing them against other schools and other leagues too kind of hit home a little bit. But
yeah,
I want to, and I don't subscribe to these things. They pop up on social media. You'll get a little blurb, a little quick hit that'll go, ooh, what'd they say? Oh, wow, man, interesting. And we do that with our clips too that are out there each and every day. And our good man Alex up at Yellowhammer News puts them together and puts them out on social media for us each and every day. He does a great job. A little, 10, 12, 15-second clip to kind of get you interested and hopefully guide you to what we do here each and every day. But anyway, I got to applaud, and I don't know a lot of these people, but there are a ton of them out there. I mean, I'm amazed how many people do podcasts for particular schools. I'm assuming Alabama's got a group of podcasters out there that talk Bama athletics all the time. I certainly know Auburn people that do it, but their positivity, their ability to take a tough situation and make it positive and everything's wonderful and great, that's a skill. That
ain't easy.
Talent. And I'm telling you, these guys doing, whether it's, Alex Golish finally meeting with the head of Apple, a former an Auburn alum and graduate. I didn't know that was a big deal, but man, it must be, because I saw some guys yesterday talking about it. They was giddy as a pig in slop. Now, that's probably not a good analogy, but you know what I mean. And I'm thinking, really, man, that's skill. That's awesome.
I wonder who those were.
I
like to credit them. John says, there's some graphic out there from somebody somewhere. You can take a look at it. And these guys on some podcast somewhere, they said something.
Called The Barn, I believe, which is, it's an interesting name for a podcast. I mean, I thought The Barn was something you insider. I didn't know it was used, that Auburn people actually used it.
Yeah, I mean, some of those are stupid. The podcasts and, the Alabama that, like the Boogs. The heck is a book?
I never understood that one either.
And the Barners. Yeah. Barners, come on. You guys, surely you can do better than that.
I think it's another example of, 30-odd years ago when I first hit you with the phrase, Barry, these Aubs have really turned it around.
I'd never heard that before in my life. At that point, I had lived in Auburn for 15 years.
Yeah.
13 years. I had never heard that word before in my life until, March the 19th, 1997.
Yeah.
And evidently it is, the accepted thing among certain members of our population.
I can still see Barry's facial expression when I drop that one on him.
Aubs. Yeah, the Aubs. Heard of that. Oh, come on, Barry. See, it's an adjective, it's a noun, it's a verb, it's an adverb, Such an Aub thing to do,
Yeah.
Aubing it up and all that. And I had never heard it before. I guarantee you it ain't a thing. If you talk to some of the Auburn fans, a good number of the Auburn fans are like, they call us what?
Well, I do in all seriousness. I mean, it can't be easy when your athletic program is been through a tough stretch, but I do think things are heading in the right direction. I will say that. But when you're representing a single school and things aren't going well, you got to have a skill to make things positive. And I've seen some guys that can do it. They can certainly make it positive, and that's what people want to. That's what people want to hear.
I mean, there's some people out there who love to revel in the negative. And, that's why you have, some of the Barstool stuff and some of the Outkick stuff and all that. Because, people like to revel in the negative, mostly about the other team, about their rivals and stuff.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about your own guys, you don't want everybody, you don't want to pay your money. And let me check out this website. And, there's plenty of videos at Auburn Undercover and Auburn Sports. And I can name a lot of those guys that do things that I think do a great job. Guys like Justin Ferguson and Zach Blackerby, people like that. I think Daryl Dapprich, they do a great job. But it ain't easy. You're right about that. Well, the Auburn Tigers took another one on the chin on Saturday. But I tell you what, Fred, I really liked the way that freshman running back, he runs after contact. You know, he doesn't just go down on the first lick. Yeah, I think that'll serve him well when Auburn finally turns the corner and da-da-da-da. So
I'm with you. It can't be easy. I tip
it's
my
a
cap.
Talent, you know.
It's a talent. Now, some people, Barry, back in the day would call that spin. Oh, listen how they spin this one. And I guess you can still kind of characterize it as spin. The late, great PM, he could spin
Philip
it.
Marshall.
Man, he could spin
John did respect that because Philip, God rest his soul, John's favorite writer.
Yeah.
He would self-spin. He'd be like, I mean, Brian Harsin brings a wealth of experience as an offensive coordinator, and he was highly successful at Boise State, and he brings a fresh perspective to new Auburn athletic director Alan Green, who is really, impressed in his first year. And then when they start losing and something happens to him, Philip would always be like, yeah, I knew that guy was never going to make it here. The guy I could tell from the beginning.
Well, usually,
this
Barry,
reporter,
it's after the guy's already been fired.
Yeah, it's like, I could tell, and I'm like, wait a minute, you love the guy. That's again, I'm not speaking ill of the dead because again, that's a skill.
It is a
that is a skill. Philip was good.
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, and I've said it before. Philip and Cecil Hurt. I mean, there were certain times you go, uh-oh. Wait a minute. He didn't say anything in that article. Oh, read it again.
Yeah, John would show it to me and everything. He'd tap the screen and said, read this. And I'd be like, da, 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 da. What? And John says, you don't see that? That guy is gone. I said, he didn't say that. Oh, I know he didn't say that.
Oh,
but you've got to read between the lines. And sure enough, 3 days later, Alabama cuts ties with offensive line coach such and I'm thinking, John said, how did Cecil know? And I said, he didn't know anything. He didn't even say that. John says,
Barry, I think I'm going to contact my friends at the Tuscaloosa News and see if they will put some of the classic Cecil articles.
Hey, you need to put it in a book.
Yeah.
Put that thing in book form.
Man.
John might actually read a little bit of it and he'd be like, see, son, look right there. You see, do you not see that?
Missed. I mean, I get the classic Phillip articles once a week with Auburn Undercover. I love that they're doing that. I can reminisce and reflect and get a cup of coffee and ease back. Yeah, I remember this article. I'm gonna read this one again. Awesome. We need to do that for Cecil. I'm gonna contact the Tuscaloosa News, see what we can maybe get done with that.
And if you do that, how about a free copy for me? Yeah, I see John working right now.
No, see, now it's part of the I think it's kind of the same company that owns the Advertiser, and they think I'm paying to read that. Ain't no way. So I got to have a freebie.
Now, this guy Phil, who is a big pot stirrer, he says, "You big dummies, you are literally podcasters. Use your brains, guys. You are literally the same thing." I don't, I know I got nothing against podcasts. Oh. Heck, I mean, duh. I got nothing against podcasts. I do think it's a talent to be. Also, all I'm saying, Phil.
Me too.
I think those guys to be able to make chicken sound. Well, I think some of those guys to be able to do that on a consistent basis. That's
easy. An interesting way to put it, Barry.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, Auburn gets beat 27-10 against Oklahoma, whatever it was, and they come on Monday and they say, well, I think the offensive line took a step forward. No, I thought the offensive line got knocked 5 steps back.
I mean, Barry,
all I'm saying is it's a whole lot easier being a podcaster or being a webmaster for Georgia than it is to be a webcaster for Mississippi State.
Well, I mean, let's just bring it closer to home. I mean, it's probably easier to be doing it for Alabama right now than it would be for Auburn, except for football, maybe with 35-point losses. But all in all,
in a
total athletic department type deal. But even after Alabama swept Auburn in baseball earlier this spring, what do you think they were talking about? Oh, it's great. The hitting's going to turn around. I mean, that is a skill to be able to come on and be positive.
That's all we're saying.
So that's all we're saying, man. That's all.
It ain't easy.
I'm tipping my cap to these guys because I know when the cameras are off, they're probably going, oh, geez, man.
Did we get 30 minutes out of it? We got 30 minutes.
Yeah, we got our ass kicked the other day. We got to come on and make it positive. That is not easy, folks. I'm telling you. So I tip my hat to those guys.
When we come back,
Yes,
CJ
sir.
Duncan, Yellowhammer News. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Big news for Central Alabama travelers. Getting to Texas just got easier. You can now fly nonstop from Montgomery to Houston with United Airlines. No long drives, no layovers, just smooth direct travel from your hometown airport. Whether it's business or a weekend getaway, Houston is now just one flight away. Spend more time there and less time getting there. Fly nonstop to Houston. Fly MGM, where travel feels easy. Book your trip today at flymgm.com.
The following is a message from the Bud Light Party.
This Memorial Day, America will be using 82 metric tons of sunscreen. And around 2 p.m., Uncle Dave's going to ask you to help him reapply. So make sure you're holding on to an ice-cold Bud Light, because holding on to a beer might be the only thing saving you from a palm full of back hairs. This message approved by the Bud Light Party. Raise one to right now. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB, St. Louis, Missouri.
Located just 8 miles north of Alabama's state capital, Capitol Hill features 3 18-hole championship courses. With more than 1,500 acres of golf and nature, the pure magnitude of this facility is amazing and allows each course to be drastically different from the others. Capitol Hill also features an innovative 360-degree driving range 400 yards in diameter. Capitol Hill offers a fully stocked pro shop with the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Capitol Hill for tee times and more information. Okay, we're back at it. Glad you are with us as well. About 18 minutes at the top of the hour, and our man CJ Duncan, Yellowhammer News, joining us here today. I don't want to boost your ego anymore, CJ, but I've had several people since our last visit, and they watch every day, every week, complimenting CJ Duncan. Man, I love CJ on the show. Man, he's your best guest. I had some guys last night. Hey, is CJ coming on tomorrow? And so, man, I'm telling you, you're getting the props here in the hometown.
Well, listen, I'm grateful. Montgomery's always got a special place in my heart for sure. And trust me, guys, I mean, folks talk about you all up here in Birmingham as well. I just think that's just that's a product of all the hard work that y'all have done over the years. So let's keep this thing going.
Yes, sir.
There's a groundswell, I guess. There's a movement. You know, this College Sports Commission they cobbled together to, help address some of the issues in college athletics in a cooperative kind of way. Well, that's already started to fall a little bit. There was and there's at least conversation, CJ, amongst athletic directors. The Iowa State athletic director, Jamie Pollard, was talking about the potential for the SEC and the Big Ten to break away and go on their own.
Mm-hmm.
That's not sensible or plausible, is it, or not? I mean, do you think that could be successful? Do you think that's even worth conversation?
As big of a SEC homer as I am, I don't think that's good for college football in general. I think that isolating yourself. I mean, although they probably could financially, they both have their own networks, and usually that kind of helps with revenue, things like that. But I just don't think overall for college football, it would be the right thing to do. I think you're missing out on so many opportunities regionally for kids to go to great schools, and also play sports. But if you do kind of put the Big Ten and the SEC over in a corner, you'll see most of those kids at least intend to join one of those few schools instead of broadening their horizons.
Obviously, going to a Vanderbilt graduate, academics were very important. We mentioned a moment ago, Alabama had the highest grade GPA or whatever, this, that, and the other. APR, stuff like that. And I hate to admit it, and I'm an Alabama grad, and I'm thinking, okay, great, that's wonderful. But CJ, I'm thinking of the people that are in Bryant-Denny Stadium on a Saturday night. Doesn't matter to them. They want wins. They want W's. It's great that the coach has his kids going to class and making good grades, and I'm all proud of it. But, man, it's just kind of sad to me that the majority of people don't care. They want wins. You got to win some championships for us.
Yeah, that's the tough part, and that's why so many guys struggle after football's over, right? It's because for a majority of your life, you're being praised and you're being told you're the best, and it is something that comes natural to you. It's something that's probably God given. Yes, you're working very hard, but you could do it with your eyes closed, kind of thing. And so, those same people that were cheering for you on Friday night, Saturday night. They're probably not checking in on you after that's over with, and you're not getting those same applause that you normally do. Most folks don't care if you're not doing anything relevant to their particular life, and it's natural. It's not to criticize anyone, but it is unfortunate because at the end of the day, the whole point of going to college, of course, you want to continue to play a game that you love, but also you're trying to elevate your life and you're trying to elevate your family's life depending on your situation. And sports gives you an opportunity to do it for free. And so the way that tuition costs for these universities, I would encourage everybody to at least try it.
Yeah.
To avoid those costs. So
I saw something yesterday I wanted to ask you about. It was a graphic, and at footballscoop.com, I believe, where it said that in Division II, something like 63% of the players in Division II who wanted to transfer, there's no transfer portal in Division II. If you want to transfer, you can transfer. Same thing with Division III. But those people who tried to transfer, who made it known that they wanted to transfer potentially up to Division I, 63% of those just ultimately retired from football. There's not any room up there. I wanted to ask you, if you had to advise a student athlete, unlike you, unlike Colin, people who were, I mean, you had eyes, you can tell that was a Division I prospective student athlete. Some guys who were tweeners, who could play at the next level, but you're not sure that they're SEC caliber and all that, and they're hearing from Division II and Division III and NAIA schools, but their dream is to play for the. How would you advise a high school student to play the recruiting game when they've got real interest and real scholarship offers from a lower level, CJ?
Yeah, you know what, that Barry, that's a really tough thing to navigate really right now, because to your point, it becomes a numbers game, and when you've got folks basically just exchanging for one another and not leaving those programs, or leaving college in totality to the NFL or to the workforce. You see these guys now that have played for 8 years. You got 25-year-olds on the field just
Right.
kind of milking the process. So it makes it more difficult for these high school kids and these guys that are trying to transfer from lower level, and these coaches, their expectations on them to win immediately. They'd rather go get a veteran guy from a different Division I school that's ready to play, ready to go. rather than going to get a high school kid or a lower level guy that they're going to have to develop over several years, because they're expected to win this year. So it makes it very difficult. But I'm pretty sure Trinidad Chambliss was a Division II, national champion. So there are some guys down there that really have the opportunity. The biggest thing is just continue to put it on tape. Continue to get in front of these guys, be aggressive about it. Because a lot of times some of those guys, it may have just been a grades thing, not a talent thing, but a grades thing. And so if that's the case, then, you got to just do your work, put it on tape, and when you get there at that Division II school, I mean, you gotta just kill. I mean, it's got to look like you're not supposed to be there. If it looks close, then then you're in an uphill battle. But if you make it look like this kid, something happened, the coaches need to say that. And I think at the end of the day, I told my brother the same thing. If you're good, they'll find you. For a private school, we weren't supposed to go to the SEC, but we made it happen. So,
boy, did you? No doubt about it. I'm looking forward to next week, CJ. The SEC meetings down in Destin. I think there's going to be a lot of discussion amongst the athletic directors, coaches, presidents, and the commissioner. And I also get the feeling that maybe Greg Sankey's feeling the squeeze, because to me, it looks like everybody wants a 24-team playoff, including some coaches in the SEC, and Greg Sankey does not. I mean, the Big Ten's kind of, poking their chest out a little bit. The Big 12's chimed in on it as well. What do you think's going to transpire in Destin next week?
Well, if it's anything like politics, I think he'll probably fold. I mean, they call this a grassroots effort right here. You get so much pressure, you're like, okay, I need y'all to stop calling my phone. If this makes y'all stop calling my phone, then I will. I'll do what you say. And so, I don't necessarily have a strong opinion on one or the other. I tend to like the smaller playoff atmosphere. It makes the regular season a little bit more competitive, in my opinion. But also more football, I'm never going to complain about. So I would assume that he eventually comes around. This feels like a true onslaught of politics, in my opinion.
I think you're right. I think so. Do you think that's where we're headed? Do you think 24 teams ultimately is what's going to happen?
Yeah. I think where there's smoke, there's fire. I don't think when we heard it first was the first conversation. I think these kind of things have already kind of been transpiring, and it may have even been the plan prior to the playoff system even starting. Okay, let's do a couple years here and then grow it from there. And so I'd imagine this was all a part of the plan.
So, Barry, how many years ago was it that we're sitting there at SEC Media Days in Hoover, and the head of the college football playoff committee sits down with us, and I ask him, are we ever going to have this was the BCS.
BCS, yes.
And I said, are we ever going to have a playoff? No, we're not going to have a
There's
playoff.
There's not even any conversation about it. It's Bill Hancock, one of the nicest men in the world, the college football playoff.
Was that 10 years ago?
Yeah, about right.
Now look where we're headed. Not just a playoff. I mean, we're about to have March Madness. I guess we'll call it January or February Madness now. So
yeah.
CJ, I looked at Barry when Mr. Hancock wrapped up the interview. I looked at Barry and went, "We're about to have a playoff." And Barry went,
and I said, "Didn't you hear him?" He said, "No." He said, "There's no Oh yeah, I get that. Yeah. The NCAA basketball tournament. It's like the 2014 playoff, CJ. Nobody's asking for it. None of the fans are like, boy, it'd be great to, but we're going to have it. Ain't a soul in the world that I've ever heard of said, the NCAA tournament is not legit until we go to 76 teams. Are you down with that? Are you okay with that or not?
And what's that, Barry? I'm sorry.
In the NCAA basketball tournament, 76. They have expanded the NCAA basketball tournament.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You okay with it?
No, listen, to me, it doesn't really get good until, the Sweet 16, really. I kind of wait on that more than anything. And so, no, I'm about competitive ball games, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, doesn't matter what it is. And of course, I'm a Vanderbilt guy, but I can sit on my couch all weekend and there's good football on. I don't really care who's playing on the television. So, when you get to 76 in the basketball or the 24 in the football, look, I think they forget that we were just complaining when, Tulane gets boat raced and all these other teams. SMU had trouble the year before against Penn State. I mean, we're going to see that more and more, and then it may be a money grab in a sense. More eyes on the television during that time of year. But I think it could also work against you if it's two teams that are badly matched up. So I think basketball is probably a lot of the same. You'll start to see a lot of lower level teams, mid-major teams sneak in. It's not like more, I think, high level teams are going to sneak in. You'll probably see the lower level guys get in there, and their championships matter a little bit more and just have those automatic bids.
I know you have a lot of connections in Nashville. You obviously played at Vanderbilt, graduate of Vanderbilt. You got any connections for some Super Bowl tickets for 2029 since Nashville got awarded the host?
Yeah, you know what? My company that I work for here in Birmingham, we actually have suite tickets at the new stadium. Boy. Now, I don't know how that works for the Super Bowl. They may they may renege on that agreement and make you pay some more. But yeah, actually, I've got a couple of connections to folks that could probably sneak us in the door. So you guys let me know.
Well, I'll tell you what, don't worry about driving, CJ. I'll pick you up on the way in Birmingham. I'll drive. I'll do it all, the whole deal.
I've got 3 names in my head right now. We'll talk about it offline.
But when you were there, and you weren't there that long ago. I mean, you're very young, but did you ever see that potential for Nashville? I mean, it's mushrooming so much up there that they would host a Super Bowl.
You know what? It's kind of scary, to be honest with you, because it's a beautiful place, and it's grown so fast. One thing y'all have got to check out: go online and look at the renderings of Nashville Yards, right there in downtown Nashville. It is incredible. It looks like you're in New York, with the big screens and ads and stuff. It's a whole ordeal. And once they get the East Bank kind of built out and developed, where there's bars and restaurants kind of circling the stadium, it's going to be beautiful. But it's not that big of a city, though. That's the part that is going to be very, very interesting. It's going to be fun, but it's not a big city. I don't see where everybody fits. But we had the draft several years ago, and I was there. It was an incredible experience. And then the NFL came out and said that was their best draft to date, was in Nashville. So people will have a fun time, but it may take you 2 hours to get into a bar, though.
Well, last week, Barry was out, and our good buddy Gurn was sitting in with us. He was in Nashville for some meetings, went to dinner, I think it was on a Monday night, said it was packed, took him about 30 minutes to get a table. Right there on Broadway, said it was just hopping just for a Monday night.
Oh, the city never sleeps. It used to be, around Thursday, you start to kind of see those bachelorette trips come in and the transportation folks circling around the apartments and things like that. But now it's every day of the week. There's no days off there in Nashville. And people are coming in by the busloads to move and live there. So
yeah, it's good
that
stuff.
Is awesome.
Always good stuff.
Yes,
CJ,
sir.
Appreciate your time as always, and hope you have a great week. Look for you next time.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a great week. See you next week.
It sounds great, my man. CJ Duncan, Yellow Hammer News, joining us here today. Great conversation as always on the program. Nashville getting the Super Bowl. That's awesome.
It's been a little while since I've been to Nashville, over a year. I wonder if it is sufficiently developed enough, if the infrastructure is sufficiently developed enough for that week 2 Vanderbilt game at home against the Delaware Blue Hens.
Ooh.
Delaware, who got aced out of an offensive lineman from their home state. They come to Nashville September 12th. The Blue Hens versus the Commodores.
The Blue, man, Delaware and Vanderbilt.
Well, I've seen the renderings of the stadium. Gosh, it feels like I've been through Nashville on a bus in the last 3 months or so, maybe a couple of times on the way up to Marshall or something like that. But it was at night and you can't really see the football stadium. They say that NFL stadium is going to be state of the art. Preston says it's they get the Super Bowl as the reward for building a stadium. Yeah, not just any stadium though. I mean, they built a new stadium in Foxborough. They ain't getting a Super Bowl there.
Well, they're getting it, and I'm sure you probably, I don't know, maybe hadn't. You go online, the artist renderings of this new stadium.
Yeah, that's what I've seen. Yeah,
all the bells and whistles, and it's kind of a unique design. I mean, it's kind of like a flat. It doesn't look like any other. Domes.
It's kind of a low profile thing. It's not,
It looks like it fits with everything else.
Yeah,
it doesn't stick out, so to speak. I mean, you drive into New Orleans, you know where the Superdome is. You can tell it. Wow,
you see that from the interstate.
This. There again, I think just kind of fits with everything else. I mentioned the arena in D.C. where the hockey and NBA teams play. You don't know it's there till you're right up on it. You're going, wow, this is the arena? Oh, yeah, okay, I guess it is. And so I think it has that, but it's got all the bells and whistles and a lot of natural lighting and things like that. And I didn't know this, but they're actually going to tear the old stadium down.
Yeah, I did.
When it's built.
Yeah. I wonder which will have more bells and whistles. The new NFL stadium in Nashville or that $300 million renovation at Jordan-Hare Stadium, which is also, natural light and crystal chandeliers and all that kind of stuff.
Well, and I'm on record. I think it's great. I think it looks awesome. The artist renderings I've seen of the new north end zone.
Yes.
North end zone.
Yeah.
Looks phenomenal. That's a pretty big price tag. I will say that, but hey, so what? I mean, you got to do it. You got to spend it. Looks great. I think it'll be a great return on investment.
And Plainsman Preston, when I said there's going to be plenty of natural light, that's small N, small L, natural like light, like sunshine and stuff. Not, natty light? Well, there may be some of that too. It's Longshore and McKnight's hour number 2 of our live show coming up in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Get below employee pricing and save thousands. Enjoy prices even lower than what we pay with Stivers Ford Employee Pricing Plus. Up to 20 grand off F-150s or 10 grand off Mustangs.
Stivers Ford, where price sells Fords.
Get below employee pricing and save thousands. Enjoy prices even lower than what we pay with Stivers Ford Employee Pricing Plus. Up to 11 grand off Broncos and Expeditions or 8 grand off Explorers.
Stivers Ford, where price sells Fords.
All right, man, grab a Budweiser and take a knee. It is the best time of the year. It's baseball season. That means sunshine. It means behind-the-back peanut tosses. And it means sharing some cold, frosty Budweisers with your boys. Because there's nothing more American than watching America's game with America's beer. So let me ask you something. Are you ready to bring your A game? Are you ready to cheer every frozen rope down the line and amazing catch at the warning track? Are you ready for pitchers' duels and slugfests? Tell me, are you ready for the thrill of an incredible walk-off victory? I can't hear you. Are you ready for Budweiser and baseball? Then get on your feet, raise an ice-cold Bud, and let's make this season larger than life. Great times are waiting. Grab some Bud!
Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, you want your property looking its very best this spring and summer, and River Region Straw has premium long needle pine straw to make that property pop. You're not buying sticks, stems, or pine cones. You're buying premium long needle pine straw from River Region Straw. Kenny and his staff have access to the best pine straw in the region, full of color that will last all season long. And now River Region Straw has a 4th location in Chelsea on Highway 280 to go along with their locations here in Montgomery, Prattville, and Auburn. No order is too big or too small.
from a few bales to an 18-wheeler trailer load. To get your River Region straw, drop by any of their 4 locations or give Kenny a call or text today, 669-5959. That's 669-5959, and have the best-looking property this spring and summer with straw from River Region Straw. Back at it here, about 5 minutes past the top of the hour, hour number 2 with Longshore and McKnight. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. Hey, is this Chris the Bammer? I get them mixed up. Oh, yeah, there it is. There's the stadium there in Nashville. You can see, is it still Nissan Stadium, the old one there? I think it is. I think that's the name of it. They're going to tear it down. Barry, that looks like a big square. It doesn't look like a dome stadium. But the pictures, the renderings of the inside look great. It's going to be awesome.
It's got a roof.
Got a roof.
But it just kind of slides over the top. Kind of like the front of a storage shed, like one of those self-storage deals, kind of like that. You just slide it over instead of the big old roof. Because, I like it better when it's, lower profile, when it kind of fits into. You go down Wire Road, from the interstate towards town, you can see Jordan-Hare Stadium from like 3 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Auburn's not a huge town. There's not a whole lot of skyscrapers around, to detract from it. But I like it when it's low profile.
I think so too. I think it looks good. Still, that one in Atlanta can't figure it out. Cannot figure it out.
It's like the dang Sydney Opera House or something.
Yeah, don't get it.
How about just a roof,
And why put all that money into having something where the roof can open? I mean, they never opened the thing. I mean, that was a big waste of money. Now, this is what I do want to see. Is this Chris the Bammer?
No, this is Ty.
Oh, yeah. When we go to Tampa for media days, I'm going to go by this site. I want to see where it is because I've seen the drawings for the Rays Stadium, which some people say will never happen. Since we're all Rays town, we should have some interest in it. It looks great. The artist rendering looks awesome. But some people say it'll never happen.
It is a political thing. Now. I like Tampa. I've been there a jillion times and all that. The stadium, you're right, it does look like SoFi. It is going to have a roof on it, but it's going to be kind of a transparent roof to let in, sunshine and everything. And of course, the one down in Miami is the same way because, hey, it's Florida. I lived in Florida for the first 16, 17, 18 years of my life, 19 years of my life, I think. It rains in the afternoon.
Yeah, it does.
The biggest thing I had about that is the location. Don't put it up on that peninsula. Don't put it in St. Petersburg where you have to drive across, the water and da-da-da. Put it in Tampa like it's supposed to be. So
I think it's actually going to be out by the airport where the Bucks play.
What they which is right, which is good. As we begin the second hour of the program, we didn't talk very much politics. We just noted, hey, it's noteworthy. Former Auburn head football coach has won the Republican nomination for governor. He's also, the sitting U.S. senator. So, there are people who are vying for the nominations to replace Tommy Tuberville's seat or on the seat in the United States Senate. So it's kind of a cool deal, certainly noteworthy out there. Is this?
And I know there's some runoffs as well, Barry. I'm not.
Oh, yeah, there is runoffs, yes.
I kind of turned in before all that was finalized last night, so I'm not on top of actually who is going to be in a runoff in a couple of weeks, but I know there will be some.
My buddy Wes Allen, he's in a runoff, that type of thing. There are several of those. Is this has gotten some political conversation.
Okay.
The NAACP announces the launch of its Out of Bounds campaign, a national call for Black athletes, families, fans, alumni, and consumers to withhold athletic and financial support from public universities in 8 priority states, including Alabama, that have moved to limit, weaken, or erase Black voting representation in the wake of the Supreme Court's ruling in Louisiana versus Calais, which, affected the Voting Rights Act. The issue calls for actions across 3 audiences. One, Black athletes and recruits are asked to withhold commitments from targeted programs, to ask coaches and ADs where their universities stand on voting rights, and to visit and seriously consider HBCUs. Number 2, current college athletes are asked to use their platforms to elevate the issue, to ask institutional leadership for public statements and all that. I like that too. And fans, alumni, donors, and consumers are asked to stop purchasing tickets, merchandise, and licensed apparel from targeted programs, and to redirect that spending to HBCUs, their athletic programs, scholarship funds, NIL collectives, bands, and alumni foundations. I don't know that that's going to gain traction, because basically the NAACP, which admittedly has lost a fair amount of power lately, that the NAACP should move to limit opportunities for young Black students. I am number one, I don't like using athletics to impact what are serious political questions. I mean, let's win our cause based upon our arguments and our response and everything. Let's not limit our cause by saying, hey, we're gonna get Black athletes to transfer away from your school, or don't spend money on these programs, and pretty soon you'll lose opportunities and you'll lose a college scholarship.
Yeah,
something.
I'm glad, Bear. I'm glad you brought that up, because it was on my list today as well. In the climate in which we currently live in, I'm not surprised that this has happened and these things have been said. Why is somebody calling me right now? I don't know. But let's go back to Lane Kiffin and the Ole Miss comments about a week ago.
Right.
And I saw and heard national sports analysts saying basically the same thing about Ole Miss and Southern schools. And the majority of them were African-American that were saying this. Analysts on ESPN, other platforms. But they were kind of echoing the same thing. And I thought to myself, are we about to have a movement where Southern schools are still have the plantation mentality and all this type stuff, and you don't need to go there? And the racial makeup and the demographics are not what you want to be a part of. Is the Big Ten going to use that to their advantage? I mean, the Big Ten's kind of, putting their foot down on a lot of things. Yeah. I don't know if they'll, openly come out and say it, but, behind the scenes, hey, guys, we could really use this to our advantage, enticing these Black athletes to come to Big Ten schools instead of Southern schools and SEC schools. And I'm with you, redistricting, rezoning, and redrawing districts. It's happened in other states as well outside the Southeast. But now that it's happening in Louisiana and Alabama and Tennessee and elsewhere, people have found a way to, let's.
Well,
end of the day, this is where I really want to go play football, and these people are offering me a 6-7 figure deal. You can get up there and soapbox all you want, but I'm going to Southern Ole Miss or Alabama or Auburn or Georgia because I'm getting paid.
Well, there's like Tobias who says, he says he's the one black man. Tobias says athletes shouldn't be tasked to do the job of the government. By the way, the state of Ohio redistricted too.
Yeah.
P.S. That was your local man calling, John. Yeah, probably was.
Hey, he owes me.
Tobias says, as the one black guy, goodness, I don't know what's happening here. As the one black guy, let me say this. How can the NAACP expect these athletes and their families to say no to 6- and 7-figure checks?
Yeah.
Because a district that is nowhere near where they're from or doesn't impact them, they're going to give up income that they have earned for themselves. It doesn't seem likely.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Are we about to go through a phase where people are going to start picking on the South? Hey, don't go to school there. Look what they're doing. They're taking away your right to vote, or they're redistricting for them. I mean, and I heard somebody say it. I mean, is it a black-white thing or is it a Republican-Democrat thing? That's what I'm trying to figure out here on this. What's really the sticking point? But I think you're going to hear it.
I'm just looking at it from the perspective of, will it be successful or not? If you are and I'm not going to name any names, if you are a young black student athlete at Auburn and you hail from California, or you're from the state of New York or something like that, are you going to give up your guaranteed 6-figure NIL because the district has been redrawn in Southwest Alabama? I don't know that that's going to be a popular ask from the NAACP and for I think they call it the Congressional Black Caucus, things like that. I don't
about that. And there, I've seen the reports. I've seen, what it'll be interesting to see where it goes. But there again, the Lane Kiffin comment a week or so ago, I thought about that. Then we're hearing this as well. There again, when it's time to make the decision, are you not going to go to a school where you think is best for you to advance? It's best for you to be trained and taught and
to achieve your potential, whatever that may be,
where you want to go, whether it's academically or athletically. Is that going to sway you? I don't know.
I don't know that that's. I don't know that that's, again, we can argue all of the merits or whatever of the redistricting.
Sure.
But I'm just talking specifically about this, and John is talking specifically about this, and I don't think it has much of a chance of success.
Well, I really don't either. I think it's there again, some grandstanding going on. You see a lot of that in the political world.
You'll get some conversation about
it,
that's for sure.
And I've seen national. I mean, there again, I told you, national people, they're talking about it. I've seen podcasters. I've seen guys on ESPN taking some shots, kind of getting it going. Here it is. I know it's the middle of May. Would this be an issue in the fall? Probably not. Not as much. But back to what I said originally. Could you see the Big Ten using this to their advantage? You don't want to go play football in the South.
Well, yeah, we've always, John says, we're going to start seeing, people have done that for a long time. I lived in the South my whole life.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't live anywhere else. When you travel around the country, and John does a good bit of traveling, so do I, people are like, oh, you're from Alabama? Really? Oh, yeah. I mean, I wear shoes, and, we have glass in the windows of our homes, and, we just, We just live our lives like anybody else does. Didn't used to be that way. I get that. We've made strides, and we've still got strides to make, but people continue to pigeonhole the South, and a lot of it is just, it isn't fair. Let's take a break. When we come back, ding, ding, ding. That's the bell tolling.
Got to face reality.
As Martina McBride once sang, it is the day of reckoning when we come back. The Phantom's Daily Dog with Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with one of their clinics and take advantage of physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solution services. Get back in the game, get back to work, and get back to life with Phoenix Physical Therapy. To find a location near you and to schedule an appointment, go to phoenixphysicaltherapy.com. That's phoenixphysicaltherapy.com.
Hey, where's the beer guy? Bud Light here? You got a Bud Light? Bud Light?
I'm here, Bud Light.
Bud Light here?
Bud Light here.
Bud Light here?
Bud Light where?
Bud Light here?
Oh, Bud Light there.
I missed that because of you.
You did not miss that play because of me.
Have to stop talking this way?
Yeah.
It's actually kind of fun.
Hey, I got your Bud Light.
Oh, nice. Never mind. Anything for the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light.
What I miss?
I have no idea.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. If you encounter one wolf, chances are there's a pack nearby. Fortunately, the same applies to beer. Head for the mountains of Bush. The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. To avoid going in circles, make note of recognizable landmarks, like that.
What's wrong with going in circles?
Different circles, Ross.
Okay.
Head for the mountains.
Oh, yes, sir. Load up on a little Bush Light for Memorial Day coming up this weekend. It's the official kickoff of summer, isn't it, Barry? A Memorial Day weekend, even though summer's not on the calendar. I think summer starts like in the middle of June or something.
Yeah, June 21st or something like that. Having lived for so long in various college towns, small southern college towns, Memorial Day in Troy, Alabama is going to be a ghost town.
Yep.
Ain't nobody going to be around. Everybody.
I got to tell you, I never spent a Memorial Day or a Labor Day. Well, I take that back. I did. I'd never spent a Memorial Day in Tuscaloosa. I did spend a Labor Day because Alabama played Georgia in Athens when Mike Shula was the quarterback. Threw it to Al Bell to win the game in Athens on Memorial Day night. It was a Monday night game.
No. Can't be Memorial Day.
Labor Day, excuse me.
Yeah, okay.
Labor Day. So I did spend a Labor Day in Tuscaloosa, but I've never spent a Memorial Day there.
Everybody gets out of town. Well, all this is
about that Mike Shula game, or you want to
all
move
this
on?
is filled with amusing anecdotes and remembrances of days past in our youth.
Yeah.
But John, it's time. It's time.
Can't beat around the bush anymore. Barry, here's the deal. As I started the show today, overtime. Whew, it has killed me 2 nights in a row. Now listen to this. We are comfortably covering the under in this game. Comfortably, I'm telling you. And the Cavs are winning the game at Madison Square Garden.
They led by as many as 22 in a low-scoring game. Life couldn't be better at that moment.
And then we get to the fourth quarter, and the Knicks go on like a 22-2 run. Something just crazy.
Less than, again, what was the total in that game?
17.5.
Less than 8 minutes left in game one of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Cavaliers, less than 8 minutes left, the Cavaliers were up 93-71.
Yeah.
93-71. That is a 22-point lead in a low-scoring game.
That's right.
What in the world? The Knicks outscored the Cavs down the stretch. I mean, not just the 8-minute mark, but I mean, it actually began a little bit. In just under 13 minutes of game time.
That's right.
The Knicks outscored the Cavaliers 44-11.
Now, Barry, I will say this. It was a great game. I mean, just watch it from a game-watching standpoint.
Like I normally watch. It was a great game. Boy, this is great. Yeah. Watching the game as John normally watches it, he's like, what the is going on here? Can you defend somebody?
Yeah. So it was a really, really good game. You know, Bob from Pike Road talked about it earlier this week with the Spurs Thunder, how much he enjoyed watching that. I'm telling you, folks, you owe it to yourself. Give the NBA about 10 minutes tonight. You'll see what I'm saying.
Now, understand the last 2 days with the Phantom.
Yeah. Oh.
It's documented, this is the first time ever, never happened before, first time ever that game one of both conference finals went to overtime.
But, Barry, it's how they went to overtime. The other night, a 3 at the buzzer.
By a 7'4" guy right at midcourt.
And I'm going, we don't need that. We don't need it. That game goes to double overtime. Boom. Flies over the total. Last night, as the Knicks were going into this crazy run, they're late. They actually hit a shot late, too. I'm saying we didn't need that. We did not need that shot. What's going on here? They go to overtime. I knew it. I'm doomed at that point. I could see it. I'm thinking, fellas, we don't need that shot. What are you doing? So then we get to overtime, Barry. And you're thinking to yourself, we might have a shot here. We really might have a shot. I believe it at the end of the game, there were 202 points scored. So I'm thinking, is there any way? It was 101, I think at the end of regulation.
Okay, all right.
I'm thinking, is there any way we can play 5 minutes of basketball and they don't score over 15 and a half points?
Together.
Well, Barry, you think you got a pretty good chance when Cleveland only scores 3 points in the entire overtime. They only score 3. But the Knicks score 14. And you know what the 2 last points were? Worthless, meaningless free throws. Could the guy not clank both of them off the rim for me?
Game's lost. You've already blown it. What are you fouling him at the end to get him to the line for?
Barry, we're at 217. We got under 217 and a half. They fouled the Knicks with like 2 seconds left in the game. I'm thinking, please clang this off the rim. Guy makes both of them.
Unbelievable.
So let me tell you, it goes both ways.
Well,
we've had some wins like that this year in the NBA. I remember a game the guy made one from half court to win it for me. I get
remember that one.
You know, it happens.
But it doesn't happen, though. It doesn't happen. Entering yesterday, NBA teams in the last 30 years in the fourth quarter of a playoff game were 594-1 when leading by 22 or more points in the fourth quarter of a playoff game. 594-1 in the fourth quarter of a playoff game in the NBA in the last 30 seasons when you're leading by 22. Entering Tuesday, Clippers did it in 2012 in a first-round series. That's the only time. That's the one loss or the one win, the one loss whenever you're leading by 22. Until last night.
Yeah. I got to tell you, I'm thinking we don't need this to go to overtime. Boom. 2 nights in a row. So you know what, Barry? We don't think the hat trick is going to get me tonight.
Yes.
We don't think they're going to do it again.
Yeah.
So we've got a game tonight in Oklahoma City. It is the Thunder hosting the Spurs, game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. San Antonio leads it. They won at OKC earlier this week.
Yes.
In double overtime, if you might recall.
Yes.
So, Barry, there again, this total is lower than the total Monday night. The total Monday night was 222, I believe.
Okay. All right.
It's 216.5. They're begging you to go over. Begging you, I say.
Right.
Don't fall for the stunt. We are taking under 216. The Thunder are going to tighten up defensively. I mean, matter of fact, they played good defense the other night. This game was going way under the total till that just miraculous 3 goes in at the buzzer to take it to OT. That ain't happening tonight, folks. So don't let this low number fool you. Don't let it scare you. Take under 216 tonight in game 2 of the Western Finals, Spurs at Thunder. I see the Thunder winning the game, but it's going under 216.5. That is your Phantoms Daily Dog. Under 216.5 in game 2 of the Western Conference Finals.
There we go. I mean, you take this is like Rocky Balboa versus Apollo Creed. I mean, the guy, the bald-headed black guy saying, throw in the towel, the towel. Don't throw in the towel. Don't throw. I got him right where I want him. Cut me, Mick. Phantom's going right back at it. He says, yep, absolutely.
Kind of like that
black
Michigan
guy
State,
here, black guy here. You can barely see, but yeah, I got it.
Kind of like that Michigan State quarterback in the Capital One Bowl, I guess it was, against Alabama.
Connor Cook.
And that female trainer runs out there to midfield and looks over to the Michigan State sidelines and goes, he's done.
They're standing over him. I mean, you could see her he's lying down flat on his back. She's standing over him like,
yeah. Cool. Bring in the next one. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was felt sorry.
This is Vegas looking over John going, really? All right. He says he's good. Let's help him up to his feet anyway. It's like Zach Mettenberger against Alabama that year when they knocked the absolute dog snot out of him. And he was trying his best just to get off the field. He's a warrior coming off. He is not going to have them help him off. He's not going to have a stretcher. So it takes him about 2 minutes, but he finally gets himself up and he staggers over to the sideline and then he collapses. That's the fan.
Barry, that's what Bama football fan wants to see. They don't want to care. They don't care about this GPA business, APR, QBR, whatever it is. They want quarterbacks dragging themselves off the field. They want managers looking at the sidelines going, get the stretcher. He's out. That's what they want to see. Not grade point averages. Not to diminish it.
No.
I mean, you're talking to a guy that, finished up incredible GPA.
But would he have rather seen Fernando Mendoza with one arm draped over each athletic trainer?
Yeah.
Then, I don't know, take a 1/10 or 2/10 of a point off the overall GPA.
Yes.
From one of those players. To be the one that knocks Fernando Mendoza into next week, maybe in the first quarter. Kind of like Indiana was knocking Ty Simpson into next week on the other side of the field.
They could have taken a couple of points off my GPA. to make something like that happen.
And that is saying something because he couldn't spare it.
I would have gone to school another semester if I needed to have a better outcome than a 35-point butt whooping.
How many times have you ever sat down in front of YouTube or something on the big screen to watch Gabby Bell talk with Greg McElroy about how that tough Latin class went for him his junior year? Well, Gabby, let me tell you the story about my run to almost winning a Rhodes Scholarship or getting to see, I don't know, random player, Courtney Upshaw, talking about, man, practices were hard under Saban. Yeah. Hey, let's stop on it. Hey, listen, they're telling Saban stories over here.
We were talking about Senator Tuberville earlier today. Well, back when he was the coach at Auburn, his last game against Alabama, McElroy comes in for a little mop-up duty. I believe was supposed to take a knee. Maybe saw Marquise Mays single coverage and hit him in the back corner of the end zone to just stick that sword in a little bit deeper.
Was there any Alabama fan who, in reaction to that went, no.
I don't think Saban was happy about that play, if I recall. Now, he didn't whip him on the butt like he did A.J. McCarron that time coming off the field. But
that's one of the reasons why McElroy is like the number 2 college football color analyst in the country right now.
Yeah.
And yeah. Hey, Greg McElroy was the one who got called upon to take a knee at the end of the Iron Bowl that year. No. People still ask him about that all the time. Hey,
what if he got to lose? I mean, you're on the bench anyway.
What's he going to do? Yell at you? He yells at you anyway.
Yeah, certainly. I call that the Charles Lee theory. What's he going to do? Put me back on the bench?
I'm already on the bench.
I'm already on the bench. It don't matter. I'm going to do what I'm going to run the play I want to run. What the heck?
Yeah.
So, I see you on the chat line. Phantom needs to go back to baseball. Wait a minute. Come on. Look, you fall off a bike, you get back on it.
Also, here's how to look at this from Plainsman Preston.
Yeah.
Are we going to have Josh on or what? Here's the way we're approaching Josh Harris now.
Yeah.
If he can be on, if he's got a moment or two, he's welcome on.
Certainly.
We love Josh, but that's a busy man right there.
I think he's moving. I want to say, Preston, he's moved to Huntsville. He's in your neck of the woods.
Hey, go take him to lunch or something.
Yeah. So
go have him take you to lunch.
Yeah, he's in your fair city. So there you have it. But
I'm
definitely.
Final thing here to close out this segment from Tobias. He said the overtime made it so the Knicks covered for me. I took the Spurs plus 6.5 Monday. I'll take them at plus 6.5 again tonight.
I hear you.
Yeah, see, it was the right game, but it was the wrong number.
It was the wrong total.
Wrong total.
Tobias. But there again, you go to overtime. You had been covered all game, and you go to overtime, and look what happens. Now we're covering now in overtime. That'll drive you crazy as well. I mean, that overtime is, it can bite you.
It can take a big old bite out of you. Coming up, we'll continue on. Plus the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel. It's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.
Phoenix Physical Therapy is ready to help patients recover, recharge, and rise. They develop a customized therapy plan for each patient to get them back to enjoying their favorite activities. Their experienced team is committed to providing exceptional care in a professional environment. Whether you're looking to prevent or treat an injury, recover from a recent illness, or recuperate from surgery, schedule an appointment with one of their clinics and take advantage of physical therapy, athletic training, workers' comp, and employer solution services. Get back in the game, get back to work, and get back to life with Phoenix Physical Therapy. To find a location near you and to schedule an appointment, go to phoenixphysicaltherapy.com. That's phoenixphysicaltherapy.com. Known by avid golfers as one of the most beautiful and challenging stops on the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail, Cambrian Ridge in Greenville lies just 40 miles from Montgomery. It is well worth the ride for any golfer looking for 27 holes of jaw-dropping golf. The greens have been redesigned to accommodate the higher green speeds associated with their installation of the latest generation of ultra dwarf Bermuda grass. Cambrian Ridge offers a fully stocked pro shop with all the latest equipment and apparel. Great food and beverages in the clubhouse can be enjoyed both before and after your round. Get your group together and hit the trail. Go to rtjgolf.com/Cambrian Ridge for tee times and more information. The Destin Connection Seafood Market at 3750 Norman Bridge Road in Montgomery has the freshest seafood direct from the Gulf of America. I'm talking red snapper and grouper, all sizes of Gulf shrimp, jumbo lump crab meat and crab claws, Louisiana Bay oysters, and New Bedford scallops. They are a full-service seafood market and kitchen serving po' boys, dinners, and sandwiches. You know, many well-known restaurants in the river region purchase their seafood from the Destin Connection because they know it's the absolute best. Call ahead and your order will be ready for pickup. The Destin Connection Seafood Market, 3750 Norman Bridge Road. Call 288-4272. That's 288-4272. Hey, make sure to give Destin Connection a call or drop by and see them for Memorial Day. They got all fresh Gulf seafood there in the display cases for you. Of course, Range Pro is going to give us more information tomorrow when Rodney Orr joins us, the Tider Insider. But you've got some Memorial Day weekend plans. It needs to include the Destin Connection Seafood Market.
Well, we've got baseball on the docket coming up at the Sun Belt Conference Tournament being held at Davos Park I still have a hard time saying that, in downtown Montgomery. It begins in about 20 minutes. Texas State versus John's pick to click in the tournament, the Appalachian State Mountaineers.
3 seed.
Yep. Louisiana versus Coastal Carolina. That's at 12:30. Georgia State and Southern Miss at 4 o'clock. Southern Miss is the number 1 seed. Mm-hmm. And at 7:30 tonight, the Troy Trojans, the number 4 seed, against South Alabama. I'll be there for that one. Wave at me or something like that, and we'll get a chance to wave back at you. In the SEC tournament.
Okay.
Again, this is the second day of a full day. Yesterday, they had 4 games. Today they have 4 games. It actually begins in 45 minutes at 9:30. Missouri versus Mississippi State. Both of those teams really need to win to get into the postseason. Ooh. Vanderbilt versus Florida at 1 o'clock. Tennessee and Arkansas at 4:30. And by far the most well-attended game of the day will be Auburn versus LSU tonight at 8 o'clock, which means Alabama, by the way, plays tomorrow night. They've drawn a bye to the quarterfinals. Alabama plays tomorrow night at 7, which means that we ought to have an over-under on time of day that Auburn-LSU game wraps up. Because I'm telling you, right now, there's no way in God's green earth that game gets done before midnight.
I agree. I'm with you there. I probably will not still be awake when that game wraps up. But as I said about Appy State in the Sun Belt, I think Auburn's a team you better watch out for in the SEC. I think they could be playing on Sunday.
One of the things I've always said about postseason basketball is it comes down to guard play and momentum. Baseball in the postseason, it comes down to pitching. And I think Auburn has the deepest pitching in the SEC. So, if you can throw it, give yourself a chance today, tomorrow, the next day, Daniel reports.
How about this?
He says the LSU baseball coach, his name's Jay Johnson, they won the title last year. LSU baseball coach told Feinbaum, who? We don't have to do that anymore since we're all, since we don't. Yeah. LSU baseball coach told Feinbaum on Monday that he thought Auburn would win the national championship.
See, obviously that LSU coach is watching the show.
Yeah. I'm just saying this. If Auburn, again, coming down the stretch, being dogged, being needled by so many people.
Sure.
And for good reason. If they can go to 2026 and win a women's tennis runner-up, play for the national championship.
That's right.
If they can win a national championship in baseball, if they can win an NIT championship in men's basketball, right now Auburn Golf is the number 1 overall seed in men's golf. Nick Kleiner, the head coach, says, the putts aren't dropping. The putts aren't just falling for us. Right now, Auburn is in a little bit of a battle in Athens, making sure. I think they're in, but they've still got a lot of golf left to be played, and it's not wrapped up or anything yet. If they can go through the Athens Regional and then play for the NCAA Golf Championship in California, the 2026 might be the year of the Aub.
Barry, you're right. If
things are looking up
hot, we will forget about that equestrian loss to Texas A&M. Be forgotten. No big deal. Those
in the semis didn't even make the championship.
The tennis team, forgotten about. No big deal. That
the football team,
that ranking amongst all of those other schools that we mentioned earlier today,
2026
could be the year.
Might be the year.
Now, Barry, nationally, if Auburn does happen to make it to Omaha, who's like the outside of the SEC? Who are some really good baseball programs?
UCLA is really, really good. They got the number 1 player in the country, a guy named Rock Chalowski. He's a shortstop. Really, really good. But Auburn is top 5 in RPI. It's pretty dang good right now. But I like UCLA. Probably more than anybody else, to be honest. So
another Big Ten school there.
Yeah, and then they won the Michigan won the national championship. Georgia Tech is really good.
Okay.
Texas is really good.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama, their RPI right now is up there. Well, I had
they got
that.
RPI, they got APR. They got they got a lot working for them.
But to me, the best teams out there right now, besides Auburn, are UCLA and Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech just blew through the ACC.
Didn't Auburn play Georgia Tech in baseball this year?
Yep. And they beat them, I think.
Yeah, I thought so. So, hey, look at that. There's a bright spot.
There is.
And there again, I think Auburn's in a good position in Hoover.
I do too.
To make a run. Alabama, I think they're going to play Florida. I think Florida plays the winner of.
This is the deal on all of that in the tournament. Again, Alabama as a 4 seed, which ain't easy to do. All props to them for a pretty good regular season, even though they did the unconscionable to John and they lost to UAB and they lost to Troy. They had a really good year. The winner of Florida and Vanderbilt.
Yep.
I think plays Alabama. I think that's the deal.
They do. You're right. And I'm going ahead and saying Florida's going to be that team, but I think Florida's in a
I do too.
In a position that they could maybe hurt Alabama a little bit. Just saying.
Well, time now for the Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel. We've been looking for it. Usually you flash it up there when it's ready, and it's ready. Here we go. The Gurn Jr. Victoryland 777 topic wheel, brought to you by Victoryland 777 Casino. Exit 22, I-85, Shorter, Alabama. 6 topics, no clue what they are, and we begin with spumoni.
Spumoni? Isn't that a
spumoni? Is like spam? It's a spam dog. I was wondering because spumoni is spelled with a U. There is a hot dog that is made of nothing but spam. I did see that. Gurn's been on a hot dog kick. Hey, Jax is now serving Conecuh dogs at all of their locations. Gurn goes with the Spam dog. A Spam and a hot dog. You know, I got to tell you, it would be probably pretty decent.
Let's see. Hot dog and Spam, both pork-based.
Couldn't be that much different.
What's the difference there?
Now, the Spam dog is best served hot and crispy in a bun or a bold flavor, plays well with classic options like mustard, ketchup, relish, onions, chili, cheese. To more adventurous combinations such as kimchi, chipotle, mayo, or pineapple jalapeno salsa.
Ooh,
That's
that
stupid.
Good.
That sounds horrible.
A little sweet heat, like those potato chips.
Pineapple jalapeno.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Hey, I can't tell you the last time I've consumed Spam.
I can't either. I can tell you the last time I ate a hot dog, it was last weekend in Monroe, Louisiana, waiting for the game to begin, and they didn't have anything in the press box.
So Barry, just to be factual here, or just
transparent.
Transparent. Make sure we're on the same page here. And this coming from the VIP River Region Straw text line.
Oh, well, that's the final arbiter of all things truthful and important.
The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets defeated the Auburn Tigers 13-3 in 8 innings on March 31st, 2026, overcoming an early deficit to score 13 unanswered runs.
Yes. You guys are like the Jedi Council or something, sitting up there in your robes and everything. I'm feeling the force from Longshore and McKnight of an untruth. Yeah, they beat Georgia Tech in the Super Regional one year on a walk-off home run by Stephen Williams.
Speaking of Kornheiser, didn't he used to have a show and at the end of it, like the little producer guy would tell him everything they got wrong?
Tony Reale would, yeah. That is right. I know they played. So there we go. That's one in. Let's keep going.
Yeah, okay. I like Spam dog. Spam dog.
All right, there's two straight hot dog references on the wheel from Gurn Jr.
I might have a hot dog at Costco today. I got to go out there. $1.50 hot dog and a Coke. Can't beat it.
Costco to costly. This is costly error. Yeah. A 1-0 game. John's out. Padres win. Let's see. The Dodgers screwed it up somehow. I did not watch this. Oh, he runs through the sign from throws to first.
Down the line.
Okay.
Tatis gives chase.
Yeah, stop at third.
Kim stops. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
The third base coach was yelling him, go, go, go. And the guy, what's Kim's full name? Gotta go to the top. Down. I saw it. Down. Keep going. Hyosung Kim. Yeah. I knew it's for. Yep. Down the line. Kim rounded third. Had no idea where the baseball is. He got the stop sign from the third base coach. Keep going down. Let's see. Up. Yeah.
That's tough.
He got the stop sign from the third base coach.
Okay.
And they could have scored. They would have scored there. That's on the third base coach, not Hyosung himself.
Tough.
Dino Ebel, come on, man.
I got to tell you though, Barry, I like the color of the shin guards on the Padres catcher.
You should never be wearing. Acuna does this for the Braves. You should never wear. Of course, they look like a bomb detonator guy.
Yep.
They got the thing here. They got the thing on the top of their foot. They got the thing on their shoulder. You should never wear, and the thing on your forearm or whatever. You should never wear any of that stuff in any color other than your team's color. Because Acuna wears it's yellow. Osuna used to wear it's yellow against the Braves uniform. You're thinking, man, don't do that.
The Padres have lit yellow in their color. The Braves do not.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying.
That's what bugs me about the Braves.
Yeah.
I do like the yellow shin guards for the Padres, though.
In the NFL, you think the NFL is going to let some guy wear any sort of extra padding or any extra socks or anything like that that is not in complete accordance with the coloration of the team and its primary colors? No. The NFL will fine you if your socks are 2 inches too short. Major League Baseball, yeah, wear all yellow underneath your uniform. That's fine. It drives me nuts.
You know, Barry, believe it or not, for our younger viewers, the NFL at a point in time, I don't believe they currently have this, had kickers that were barefooted.
You don't see that.
Place kickers. But they still had to wear the top part of the sock that had the rings on it.
Yeah, the tube socks without the foot part. Tony Franklin.
That's right.
And Rich Carlis for the Broncos and stuff. They'd be out there. It'd be like Sub-Zero in Denver. Rich Carlis would be out there barefooted, and but still he had the tube sock part on his calf. I forgot about that. That's exactly right. Let's go back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Who was it? Last barefoot kicker, Jeff Wilkins. I don't even remember him.
Was he Larry, related to Larry?
Probably. 20 years ago, the last barefoot. I never have understood that because, I mean, it would hurt, right?
Yeah.
Tony Franklin used to play at Texas A&M. He said, "No, it never really bothered me. It never really did."
Now, you got to kick it soccer style, Bear. I can't imagine kicking barefooted straight on.
I knew a guy when I was a kid in Palm Bay, Florida. His name was Jim Rosa. His dad was actually my youth league football coach, and he would kick field goals straight on barefoot. He'd have like a double jointed big toe, and he'd bend that thing up, and I never could figure that out.
Yeah.
So I have seen that.
Tom Dempsey, I thought Barry had an advantage. I mean, I know he only had half a foot, but the half of it was like a club at the end of it.
Yeah, I mean,
so far.
He didn't, you didn't hit it off the side or anything because there wasn't no side. It was.
Yeah. I don't think Dempsey could have played now. I think the NFL would have said, nah.
You would have had lawsuits left and right.
I don't think that's
over the place.
legal. You're going to have to maybe get some type of
put some newspaper in where your toes go
that's
or something.
Right. Yeah.
All right, let's go back to it. Let's keep Gurn on schedule
4 to go.
here.
Yellow, red, blue, and green.
All right.
Do you know what we mean?
This is actually green. Quitting early. Which is not an option here.
Steve Spurrier.
Quitting early. What could this be about? The former live golfer explains why he left the middle of a playoff. Okay, a former live golfer.
The night before, I guess.
6-1 Caleb Surratt made a birdie to win. The other 5 made par and move on to play for the first and second alternate. Eugenio Chikara says no. He said, I left because my goal is to get my PGA card through the DP Tour. For me to prepare Belgium the right way was to get on a flight. He had to get on a flight. He missed. He gave up on the playoff on the Live Tour so he could try to get his PGA Tour card.
Yeah.
In Belgium.
Okay.
That is a business decision, John. Listen, I can sit here and go down the tubes with the Live Tour, but I got to go over here and get ready for the real golf tour. Ouch.
You know, Barry, that's kind of like, go ahead and let Brett Favre score. We got to get the ball back.
You guys go ahead and knock yourself out. You can win that first alternate check in that Live Tour event.
Uh-huh.
I ain't missing out on my chance to get my PGA Tour card. I get
Smart
it.
Kid.
I get it. Yes. Yeah. Keep going.
That's a good one there. All right, 3 more to go. 2 minutes. Got to hustle. I think we can do it, though. What do we got? Yellow.
All right, we'll spin through this one. This will be
yellow, blue, and red.
This will be a quickie. Another man is
kidding around.
Oh, kidding around. Never mind.
Yeah, I was just kidding around.
Jason Kidd out as a Mavericks coach after 5 seasons. Yeah. I think there are 3 NBA franchises where Jason Kidd has not been the head coach. Between Jason Kidd and Doc Rivers, they have been the head coach for every NBA franchise that has ever existed.
I think so. And who was that? Larry Brown?
Larry Brown was another one like that. Yep. Gene Shue was another one like that. Lenny Wilkins. Well, they just recycle them all.
Speaking of that, Barry, the Pelicans got a new head coach. He was the former Orlando Magic coach.
Yeah, I think he's pretty good. He got rooked by the Magic. They made the playoffs. And they got
kidding.
All right, here we go. Back at it.
Let's see what we got. Spin away. Blue and red. Another man.
Right. Yeah, this is the one I wanted to see. Is something to do with Shinola, which I don't even know what that is. Another man's shoes. Oh. Jazz Chisholm for the Yankees. He's been slumping.
He needs to go see Gracie.
He has been wearing Giancarlo Stanton's uniforms, Oxford bags, or extra wide pants. I got to see because evidently they're pretty baggy.
Yeah,
for him,
old school,
pretty baggy. I don't mind a baggy look. I'm not one of these guys who loves, like football players who wear, the shorts.
Barry, the baggy look would slow you down if you were like a basic.
I would think it'd make it quick. I mean, you and I both appreciate some extra room.
Sure. Yeah.
A little roominess down there. I'd feel a lot more comfortable, to be honest. All right, one more. Here we go.
This guy's really in a slump. He needs to go contact Mark Grace.
Yeah. Just play the board.
Gnarliest chick in the lobby.
Oh,
all right, one more to go. Got to
take one for the team
to make it official. Take one for the team.
Romy was dying. This is called splitting reps. This is Austin Mack and Keelan Russell.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about that.
All right.
Splitting reps. What could it be? Let us take a look.
Michael Penix and Tua Tagovailoa, two left-handed quarterbacks. Although Stefanski, who came over from the Browns, he says that Penix has been doing really, really well. Oh, yeah, he says Mike's been doing a very good job. Tua's gonna be a backup.
A backup
for the Falcons.
Ooh, what is
again? Yeah, again, he's had 3 ACL tears. One when he was at Indiana, and one when he was at Washington. Now with the Falcons. Tua as a backup.
That's hard to believe.
How has he fallen
so far? So fast.
So fast.
All right, thanks again to CJ Duncan, Yellowhammer News. Check us out.
Oh, yeah, let's get out of here.
At Yellowhammer News and yellowhammernews.com. Tomorrow, Rodney or the Tider Insider brought to you by the Destin Connection Seafood Market. Jason Caldwell of Auburn Undercover will join us tomorrow as well.
Yep, it's Longshore and McKnight in association with Yellowhammer News, presented by Bud Light.